Now let's discuss the spinal cord. Spinal cord is a cord-like structure. Just look into the image, it's a cord-like structure which has a length of about 45 centimeters and it weighs around 35 grams. A length of around 45 centimeters and it weighs around 35 grams. Now the spinal cord extends from the medulla oblongata of the brain through vertebral or neural canal of backbone, right. So, it extends from the medulla oblongata of the brain. Now, like the brain, spinal cord also has three coverings, three membranes that we call as meninges. What do we call them as? We call them as meninges. And these meninges, the innermost meninges is the pia mater, then we have arachnoid, then we have dura mater. So, these are the three membranes. The innermost membrane is the pia mater, then the middle one is the arachnoid and the outer one is the dura mater. The spaces between these meninges is filled by cerebrospinal fluid, as similar in the case of brain. So, the spaces between these meninges is filled by cerebrospinal fluid. Now, like the brain, spinal cord also has grey matter and white matter. But the position of the grey matter and white matter is reversed. How? In this case, white matter is external in position and grey matter is internal in position. You can see that this grey matter is internal in position while this is white matter which is external in position. Now, spinal cord is hollow from inside and contains a cavity that is known as central canal. It is hollow from inside and the cavity is known as central canal. The central canal is lined by cuboidal epithelium that we call as ependyma. The cuboidal epithelium is called as ependyma. Now, outer to this ependyma there is H-shaped grey matter. You can see that this is actually the H-shaped grey matter. Now, H-shaped grey matter, outer to this is white matter, right. This is H-shaped grey matter which is internal in position and outer to this is white matter, right. And this white matter contains medulated nerve fibers which are there where in the white matter, medulated nerve fibers in the white matter. Now, let us talk about the functions of the spinal cord. There is two-way conduction path between peripheral nerves and brain because of the spinal cord. Now, what is this two-way conduction path? Two-way conduction path consists of the ascending path and the descending path. In the ascending path, what does spinal cord do? Spinal cord takes the impulses up to the brain. It takes the impulses up to the brain through the sensory nerves, and after the interpretation and the impulses in the form of messages are returned back through the motor nerve, right, and this is a descending pathway when that impulse through the motor nerve is sent to the effectors. Effectors are the, do you remember, they are the muscles and the glands which are going to act accordingly, right. So, there is two-way conduction path between peripheral nerves and the brain. And secondly, spinal cord functions as reflex center which controls all spinal reflexes. So, all the spinal reflexes are controlled by the reflex center. So, this is about the spinal cord.